With ALGS Split 2 Pro League now in the books, our sights are set on the Esports World Cup, and then obviously we'll take a look at the Split 2 playoffs as well, but a lot of Apex Esports going on right now. So Oversight basically said with the conclusion of the latest ALGS regional finals, the Esports World Cup scrims will begin tomorrow. That was 2 days ago. Obviously we have some of these results to go over as well. How do these groups stack up against one another, and basically like what's the future of this all look like, and some roster updates going on inside the Pro League scene as well. So let's dive into what's happening right now, as well as some drama from some old events that is popping back up. So basically we started off with Group A having their results 2 days ago. They started basically the first group to do this, 20 teams in all of this, and it was Aurora actually topping off in the group. Topping off is a very sus term, not sure why I use that one, but Aurora in first. Obviously these were international, right? So it's a pretty big deal, right? Aurora in first. Crazy Raccoon, former Reject Winity, right? Split 1 playoffs champions, not performing at Split 2 playoffs. Crazy to even say that. Team Falcons in third. No surprise they're in the top 3. Maybe some surprise that they didn't win because they just win everything because they're the best team in the game. Liquid Alienware in the top 4. Disguised in 5th. It's very weird seeing Disguised here as well, but not at the, you know, the latest land for ALGS. So you're going to see some teams pop up back in here based on the Split 1 performance. So you've also got EOS Predator in 6th. You've got Fennel in 7th. The list goes on, but also Reject Winity over here. That is the former Crazy Raccoon, basically just swapping names at this point. They basically are in 14th here. Elevate in 11th. Still, you know, some signs of life to show from them. Twisted Minds in dead last was a surprise, right? This is Apex South's finest. This is Legends Gaming. Just remember that. They're basically changing names just for this event because of a partnership thing that they're going with. And also Elevate is a little bit of a different team. You know, we should mention that some of these rosters are not identical to their ALGS team. So if you want to make sure, you know, you're aware of the rosters going on, make sure to watch some of our past videos. But just a little heads up, Elevate is actually Zach Mazer, Lou, and Noct right now, with Raven as well. So interested to see how that team performs in just a matter of weeks. Also, they came into our next results, and you had Group A, once again, Team Liquid this time in first. Guild in second with Empty & Co. So very excited to see that one. Pioneers in third. Overall, if we pull this down, you could take a look. This was not a full lobby. Liquid Alienware in first, once again, Guild, Pioneers, then LG in fourth, Red Rams in fifth, Team Falcons in sixth, Aurora, MKers, and the list goes on. Crazy Raccoon, Reject Winity down here towards the bottom. Disguise playing at it again. Then Group B, finally a different set of people playing. SSGs in this group. First place for them. Alliance in second, Elevate in third. These guys, you know, some of these guys are not getting, obviously they're not getting full lobbies every time. I think they're trying to work with what they got for now until they can figure this stuff out. DMS in fourth. So I like the, you know, the variance, right? It's not all North American heavy. And of course, this is all international. So the ping difference is still there. You know, we'll have to just kind of wait and see how this stuff evens itself out. TSM in the top 6. Interested to see how they do. Obviously a big conversation to have with them. I think they're not getting enough credit for who they are right now, right? I said this in the last video. Losing an IGL like Hal should normally take about a year or so to rebuild that roster back, but they have just gone right back into it with a second place at the you know, for the North American Pro League. So big props to them. But with all of these events going on, there's been a lot of talk about the salary. I've actually asked, you know, is this like going to be a double dip? You've got teams like Bleed and Elevate doing a little co-brand deal here. Are they going to be getting paid from both orgs? Are they going to be like, just like, you know, hey, we're going to cover this month for, or how does that work? Are they getting double the money? Are they getting, obviously they're getting double the prizes now because there's 2 big events to play in. So this is huge. The question is, many people are wondering, are they getting too much money? Maybe we need to do some salary caps. And I know it sounds crazy, but this is basically the point they made. It's getting boring to watch the Falcons dominate and win everything. They've got the best 3 players. They've got like an infinite money glitch that they can just invest in all of these. Is it like to a point where we need to add or, you know, basically, I guess like franchise it a little bit and maybe get to the point where you can put a cap on how much a salary is given per team so that they can allocate those funds correctly to get the best 3 players with that salary rather than just putting all this money into the best 3? You know, it's kind of weird. I get the conversation, right? At the end of the day, the richest organization is going to be able to win because they can just buy the best players. But that's kind of been the nature of esports for a while now. There's only a couple, I think, that have these franchise leagues, I guess. But I've also heard a lot of really bad things about the franchise stuff, especially with the Overwatch. I've just heard it's killed a lot of games, especially as a Call of Duty enjoyer. It has definitely been the death of Call of Duty esports, or at least like it's not what it once was. So I am not a fan of franchising the game, especially such an early esport such as Apex Legends, and introducing salary caps. I think one of the best comments here is that we've got to make sure everyone in Pro League actually gets a salary at all before we start talking about salary caps. So a very fair point to make. Apex is just such a big esport. So many unsigned teams that are not currently, getting paid. They're trying to make their way on an organization. So, that's not really a conversation, I guess, that we can have right now, but an interesting one to say the least. Is it getting boring to watch Falcons win everything? Time will tell. We'll see how they do. Obviously, Split 2 playoffs and the Esports World Cup as well. Also wanted to make mention, speaking of teams not really having formal organizations, for a long time, you're seeing the fluffy aimers go through this, right? And you had basically Hambino. They were coming out. This was Team Penis coming out to say Hambino is now looking for a team. Here comes a roster change for ALGS. Can play any role. Have IGL'd multiple teams now to top 20 in Pro League. LCQ preferred, but I also have 640 challenger circuit points. We'll put in more hours than anybody else. I want this so freaking bad. Many people were wondering, was it a drop? Did Hambino just leave? Presley came out to say, looking for one with Chase for upcoming LCQ. Multiple Pro League experience, wide legend pool, made regionals past Pro League, and have been together for over a year and at the top of every CC, PLQ, etc. Obviously, very, important to note here. But someone was saying, this is a shame. I thought you guys did well for your first time in Pro League, even winning a game in regionals. Also, wasn't there a chance that this team would be invited back to Pro League? You ended 17th overall. And Presley said we'd have to go through Pro League qualifiers. No doubt we did well, and I'm happy of what we accomplished. So regardless, it seems like it was going to be a PLQ, LCQ scenario anyways. So very interested in this decision. I too think that Hambino was a pretty good fit to this roster, and I hate to see them break up. But I guess at the end of the day, if you think that grass is green on the other side, maybe you got to go check it out. But I've always heard that it's greener where you water it. Also wanted to make mention, Davis Wave coming out with another LFT. Davis, all these guys have just basically been up and coming for a while. I remember reporting them back 2 years ago, and they were like kind of nobodies, right? Or just people that were like on the verge of, doing solid in CC, maybe making semis and stuff. Now they're just full blown, like, it's crazy that seeing them in Pro League, right? In GNL, you're seeing the fluffy aimers. These guys are not challenger circuit players anymore. They are full-time like Pro League people at this point. So it's really nice to see that stuff, and I hope they get to stick around. However, some are having to go back to challenger circuit and try to find their way back into the Pro League once again. Also, just had to make mention of a little bit of drama going over on the competitive Apex Reddit thread. This is actually one of the South American enthusiasts saying 33-time South American champion. But take a look at this drama. So according to Besk, he comes out to say they won the 2022 playoffs and trophy never arrived. Today, we discovered that this guy bought a box from the federal police at an auction and the trophy was inside. He won't return the trophy because that's his job and he wants to sell it to us now. Thanks a lot, Apex. People were asking, how the heck did this even happen? According to comments, the trophy, according to Besk actually, the trophy got stuck at customs. EA needed to pay a fee or provide information about the product. And anyway, they didn't do anything. And the box basically went to the auction. And the guy who bought it has a profile about auctions, and you can see his profile as well. So yeah, someone is now posting that he's got the trophy. He bought it from an auction. Now he's trying to sell it back to them. What a crap show. And obviously this is one of the many reasons EA and Apex and ALGS in general has been under fire lately for the lack of this game being, I guess, esports ready, right? It's been a lot of hackers, been a lot of cheaters. You've had the ALGS become compromised in the last regional finals. You've had the game just falling apart and the rank just basically being non-existent. So many pros are griping and complaining about the state of the game. You've got this stuff happening. You've got people being paid that didn't even win the tournament. You got people that won the tournament not getting paid. It's just been a crazy lack of professionalism, I guess, lately. And of course, people are getting aggravated. Interested to see your thoughts on all the topics down in the comment section below. Like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all things going on inside the world of Apex Legends Esports. Let us know who your favorite team is to win the Esports World Cup. And until the next time, we'll see you all later, Gators.